it's Warren and Colleen from NQ Explorers. Today we're at the site of an old outback Queensland bush school that was established just after the turn of the 19th, 20th century, early 1900s. It closed in the 60s when Queensland closed all of these 1-2-room schoolhouses in the bush. And kids had to get bussed into town. The roads were better and there were buses around after World War II. So not much infrastructure left here. There's the remains of an old tennis court, a front gate, and a highway goes past, so you might hear a bit of background noise, but we'll get into it and see what we can unearth from this old school site. Thanks for joining us. Okay, we've been here about 20 minutes. So I've got AT Max with the standard 11.5 double D. I'll just show the remains of the old tennis court in a minute, but I just got a silver coin up to the side of the tennis court. Little threepence. That is a ripper. What a beauty. It was a 78-82 bouncing around about 4 inches down. It came from the bottom of that hole there, so that's a beautiful little bit of silver in outback Queensland. Ripper. Right, there it is. It's a beautiful wartime 42 Denver Mint 925 silver threepence. So these little tackers had dropped threepence. Dad was and the uncles are probably off fighting World War II. That's a beautiful little coin. Lovely little bit of silver. King George VI, looking to the left. Righto, let's get on with it. So here's the remnants of the tennis court. I'm walking straight into the wind, so hopefully you can hear my audio okay. Righto, you can see the other post there and this post here with the net adjustment. Abandoned in the early 60s, so coin wise it should just still be 3 decimals. Mind you, you don't want to stir up these old mates here. They're living in the old school grounds. I had one down my boot a minute ago. It wasn't real pleasant. They get a little bit stirred up when the ground vibrates around them. Anyway, get on with it. So there's the boundary fence of the school. This is where I got the threepence here. So we're out in the playground down the back of the school. Well, this is how the yard looks after 60 years of abandonment. Obviously this would have been lawn grass that was watered from rainwater tanks, corrugated iron tanks on towers, stands, and this is the back of the schoolyard where the kids would have run around, kicked a footy, played British Bulldog and Red Rover crossover or whatever else. Now it's all overgrown and abandoned. Lovely old bit of history out in the west though. Here's my next tug. It was only a 65, but it's a bit of shaped cut metal with a very neatly drilled hole in it. I'm not sure. I thought it was a pocket watch part, but I don't really know what that is. It's brass or copper, good quality metal. Definitely, I thought it could have been hanging around someone's neck, but it doesn't appear to be. I don't know what that is, but good repeatable target. I had to dig it. Right, I'm down to the back fence now. There's a bit of a rubbish pile here. I don't think the school would have been... Well, actually there's some old shed stumps. Maybe there's like a rubbish shed where this back laneway took away the rubbish. Little screw top bottles. They're not that old. It looks like an old baking tin. That's an ant cap off one of the stumps from the school house. That's a Eno bottle or something, I'm not sure. Some milk glass here. Oh, here's one of the little 3rd pint milk bottles. If only that was complete. We used to get these at school when I was a little tacker. Every morning recess, you had to drink a 1/3 pint of milk. Some kids would take Milo or Quick and put in it because they didn't like drinking milk. Shake it up. Actually, I could probably cut the top off that, couldn't I? Make it into a vase. Not many of them left around these days. That's a ripper. Well, I found a top only. You could probably match the two together. Don't think so. There could be some buried here, I'm not sure. My theory is this is an old rubbish shed or something out the back. They would have taken a dump on it somewhere. Would have had one of the dads do it properly. I don't think the Department of Education would be doing it, but you never know. Back in the early 1900s. See these beer bottles? Now look, the kids weren't drinking beer. What are these doing here? Oh, look at that. It's got a nice, well, if I put it in view you'd see it. Horseshoe sort of situation there. Victoria, the something, always a bottle of who? I can't read it. Something Victoria. Here's one that's complete. The property. I don't know. I thought it was going to be Victoria better. I don't think they're drinking VB out here in Western Queensland. Righto. Keep scouting around. It'd be nice if I found one of those bottles complete, the little 3rd pinters. Yeah, that rubbish here in the rear laneway. There's been a substantial little shed of some description. I'd say it was the rubbish bins. The bin boys would have been tipping the daily rubbish down the back here somewhere into some sort of receptacle that went away on a horse or a dray. Right, I've got a 7980 up in here near this rubbish shed. That's the audio. I haven't touched it yet, as you can see. Just move you back a bit. Up in here somewhere. Could be a bottle top, given that I'm down near the rubbish pit. Now this ground is fairly reactive, so I'm needing to balance the pinpointer most of the time. Not too bad here. Oh yeah, no, it's a roofing nail. Lead top off a nail, so this is the corrugated iron roof that was on this little shed out the back. Okay, Colleen's on the board. She's got a coin out the back of the schoolyard. What do you got?
25.86, it's a penny.
Oh, nice work.
Very deep.
Nice work. That's awesome. You know, that sort of shows that I don't think anyone's detected this site. What do you know?
Yeah.
They're always the first to go. Well, we'll get a date. Hopefully it's a really early one. Okay, here's Colleen's penny. It's a kangaroo penny, and what is it?
It's a 1943.
Another wartime coin.
Yeah.
We've got a 42 and a 43 coin. Nice work.
It looks like it's in good condition, but it should clean up nicely.
Yeah, good patina. I mean, it's fairly dry out here, so things in the soil is fairly neutral. Even though it's highly mineralised, it's not eating away at the coins. Awesome work. But it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just the time the school bell would have been going for the kids to go home. We've got about 3 hours of daylight before we head back to camp out west. 6 o'clock is sunset, I think, or 6:30. So we'll keep cracking on. As Colleen just mentioned, there would have been a school teacher's residence on this site too. That fence is about 50 metres that way on the western side, so there's a fair bit of land here actually to investigate. You can imagine what it was like out here in the early 20th century in true World War I. Queensland school kids all bare feet running around in this, well, there would have been a bit of grass here, but they would have been tough little tackers. And there's not actually a township here, a railway siding, and it's like a district school, so everyone would have brought the kids in on, and a lot of kids would have rode horses or goat wagons to get here, who knows. But fantastic bit of history that's just been left out here. There's very little left of it. There's a couple of stumps, the front gate, some of the original fencing still there, not much else. So our next few videos are going to be in this Western Queensland landscape. We're on a 4-day caravan adventure to various sites, a couple of old schools, a couple of ghost towns. So if you see videos from those sites, you know we found some awesome stuff, but that's tomorrow and the next day, so we'll see how we go. This is only day one. We've only been on the road a few hours, so pretty exciting. We've got 2 coins already and a nice little silver, a bit of wartime history. Although actually the schools, Queensland schools closed during early 42 after Pearl Harbor and the Japanese attacks on Darwin and Horn Island and Broome and things like that. It didn't look like the kids were going to go to school in 42, but they did. I think it wasn't until April or May or late in the year, because an Australian school year is sort of February to early December. They're through our winter. So they did have this, they closed all the state schools. All the schools were closed because of the impending Japanese attack. Everyone thought the Japanese were coming, and the kids didn't have to enrol for school in 42 until later in the year. So that 42 coin, and well, they were both 42 coins, I think, maybe dropped in 43. Who knows? Okay, I'm back on the eastern side of the tennis court. Someone's been watching the tennis. I've got an awesome find here. I'll just share the signal on the detector. You can probably see it on the ground. It's a half sunbaker. 80. Look at that solid target ID. Let's zoom in and grab this coin. Half out of the ground there, sticking out of the soil. Okay, it doesn't get much better than this. Sunbaker that's been sunburnt by the Aussie sun. Wonder how old this one's going to be. Colleen's was a 42 Kangaroo King George 6. I'll give this a clean. We'll see if we can get a date off it. Poor old thing. I've rescued it from a sunbaking death. Right, I've just given that a bush clean. She's had a tough time of it, the old girl. Been kicking around in the sun for a long time. I think it's a 41 Kangaroo penny. It's pretty worn actually. Oh, that's KG. Well, you can see the king's ear there, look at that. Not the king's speech, the king's ear. So, now I've lost the orientation again. It's a kangaroo anyway, up onto the left there. I think it's a 41. I'll give it a proper clean with a toothbrush back at camp and take some still pics. Well, those wartime kids were dropping a few coins. The Second World War. But the First World War kids are here too. Less money in those days perhaps. We've got another awesome signal to check it here, but before we do that, Colleen just was having a chat there near the tennis court. And like she said, there would have been events here like school fetes and maypole events and that kind of thing, because the schools are the focus of the local community. But of course, in the early 20th century, the kids were just coming to school in bare feet and a pair of shorts, the boys. I mean, no one had any money. What my grandfather told me a story about, he grew up in the Depression, and the local school football team didn't have enough money for the rugby league jerseys, so they used sugar bags, shirts and skins. That's kind of, you know, that's poverty that we don't appreciate today. So these old school throws don't necessarily turn up a lot of coins, but there can be other interesting artefacts here too. But they're a great bit of history, but the lack of targets kind of tells you how little people had in those days, and really the affluence after the Second World War, hence the coins around that period into the 50s, well, they predominate in these sites. Anyway, let's go and investigate this high-tone target. Okay, I'm going to go with a live dig here. It's over in that heavily grassed area in front of the camera. We're not far from that sunbaking penny. I'll just get the... Let's get to find the target again. Hang fire. Here we got a pretty solid 75, 78. Could be a coin. We haven't found any, I'm not finding any like cordial bottle tops, just the milk bottles. So it's down in this, it's going to be shallow. Okay, there it is there. It's in pinpointer range already. If you just move back a bit, we'll have a look. Could be some old coins here, but like I said, those First World War kids, you know, you weren't coming to school in 1910 with a pocket full of coins. 1914, 1915, you know, just didn't happen. And you bought your own lunch. And maybe play lunch was an apple. Now it's improved to an 83, 84. Due to poor pinpointing really. It's on the side of the hole there. Yeah, we've got another penny. I don't know if you saw that flip out. So actually the Sunbaker, this one and the Treppins aren't weren't all too far from each other. Well, let's give it a bush clean and we'll get a date. Okay, there it is. It's another wartime coin. It's a 43 Kangaroo penny. 3 pre-decimals off the site. 4 actually, including Colleen's. All of mine have been in the one area, and all of World War II coins. Could have been, like Colleen said, a school fete, and everything came adrift over here at the pony rides. Bit of explaining to do here. I've backfilled the hole roughly, and then I checked it, and there's another coin there. That's the one I initially detected. And when I had to move the camera to show you that last live dig, that was a second coin that I hadn't detected. So I'd say there's going to be another penny in here. Multiple coins spill. I'll just keep this running. Could turn into a big train wreck, of course. Okay. Poor little Johnny's lost a pocket full of coins. Didn't get his lunch that day. Oh, it's a Treppins, it's a little silver.
Yeah, I thought it might be because it was 76.
Yeah, Colleen's moved. Yeah, that's awesome. So we've got a penny and a Treppins in the same hole. Well, more than likely. Well, if that penny was 42, who knows what this is going to be. I'll just check this again and make sure we haven't got another coin. It did sound like there's multiple signals there. So just bear with us here. And I'll just check that disturbed area there. No, 2 coin spill. Threepence and a penny. Okay, I'll just get a data. Okay, there it is. It's another 42 Denver. Every coin that we've found here, and there's been 5 I think so far, fallen in the confines of World War II, 39-45. But this is a 2 coin spill here. We'll keep investigating this area further. Colleen's called out, she's got an 83. I'd say that's going to be another penny. They all seem to be over this one fence line. Kids are all hanging out around the back of the school. Because this is a primary school, like grade 1 to 6 or 7 in Queensland it would have been, wouldn't it? Yeah. What you would call in America, if you're an American watching this, an elementary school. Just a 1-room or 2-room school with all the grades in the one classroom.
Oh look, on the side there.
Oh yeah.
Is that it?
Oh, it looks like it's a halfpenny.
Might be, huh?
Gee, did you see the angle that was sitting at?
Yeah, straight up like that. See how it fit in there?
That's an awesome bit of detecting.
Just like that.
Yeah, it was almost vertical in the soil.
Yeah.
That shows you it must get really soft and wet out here when you get the wet season, eh? Nice work.
Yeah, halfpenny.
Okay, we've got threepences, pennies, halfpennies.
All the low ones.
I wonder if this is World War II. We haven't got outside of World War II yet. Let's give it a bush clean and we'll find out what date it is. See, Colleen's right next to the fence here, the school fence.
Looks a bit old, I think.
Looks pretty ancient, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just investigating. So a little bit of copper cancer around the edge, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's a halfpenny, kangaroo halfpenny. We can't see the date. We're going to have to clean that one up carefully back at camp. Well, isn't that interesting how that was sitting in the soil?
Yeah.
Almost vertical.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Just
And you, what was the target ID?
It was 83.
And that's with the Max and the Nell sharpshooter, which is an awesome call for this, what we're doing in here. Perfect for around the grass clumps and stuff.
Yeah, no.
Okay, nice work. We've got a fairly reactive clay soil, as you can see. It's dried and cracked there. That's not an animal tunnel. Well, I hope it's not. Fairly long grass here. I've got a 76, scraped it back. It's here somewhere. I haven't seen it yet. So it wasn't very deep in that scrape. Okay, I pulled it right back out of the scrape it back into the long grass. This could be a bit painful, eh? Oh, here somewhere. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. It's not a big penny anyway. Let's just check with the machine, see if that's the target. Oh, it's 77, 78. Oh! Look at that. How did I not see that? You obviously did. Yelling at the screen. Another silver. Another little threepence. That was quite shallow in this sort of loose clay sort of soil. Ripper. That's 3 silver day. Give it a clean. Okay, that's the oldest coin off the site so far. It's an old King George V threepence, 1936. Sterling silver. This KG5 looking to the left. So that was quite shallow. Under all this leaf litter, a couple of big gum trees here have been dropping bark here for a while, so that's nice. Screaming signal on the map. Okay, I'm just cleaning up where I've got that KG5 threepence. And a metre to the left. Got a tight, solid 77. Similar sort of conditions, leaf litter. Oh, bark off the gum tree bark, somewhere in here. No, it's quite loose in here. So look at that. Look at that. Okay, quite shallow. We'll dispense with the tripod and see what comes out of this shallow, dry soil. Moved. another threepence. How many silvers we got today? These little threepence are just rippers. Oh, that's fantastic. 2 little silvers together. I'll get another date. Could have been a drop from the same source because this is quite thin. It's probably another kg5. Okay, there it is. It's an absolute pearler. It's a very worn 1910 Australian threepence. So that's Edward the 7th. That was the very first silver minted in London as an Australian coin. Our first silvers were 1910. Well, it would probably, well, that's been in the pockets of a lot of people before it was dropped, so it would have been dropped well after 1910, I'd say in the 40s or 50s. But amazing, under this these trees that Colleen's just pointed out were the shade trees for the school, and we're on the eastern side of the schoolyard. Kids are probably sitting out here eating their lunch and playing and doing whatever else they did, and we got 2 silver coins out of it. What was that? Okay, this post is the corner post of the wire netting enclosure for the tennis court. I've got a pretty, it's suspiciously large and loud, but I've got a 73-75 right next to that. What's that? Could be a penny, Colleen calls out. You got a penny? Oh, hang on a minute. Wait a minute, we'll come back to this dig shortly. We'll just go and see what Colleen's got here. I thought she said it could be a penny. She's got a penny. Oh, look at the way it's laying in the soil. Probably 3 inches down under the soil and plus the leaf litter. Oh, gee, that's in good nick, that one. Look at the patina behind that.
Oh.
Can you see if it's a roo or is it a...
No, I can't see.
Well, there's a chance for old English Victorian coins, of course. Okay, we'll give it a bush clean. Then we'll go back to my 75. Okay, it's kangaroo. I think it's 43 or 45. Can you see it?
Where is it? I can't even
there.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I've got sunglasses.
Yeah, I think it is 45.
45.
45. Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a key date. Could be.
I haven't found many.
Righto. Well, that's good. Yeah. Okay. We'll go back over to my 76 now, which just took a back seat to that find. It could be of a similar nature. We'll just go back and make sure we're on it again. It seems pretty big though. It's going to be shallow. Going pinpointing. It's right there. It won't be far down, is it? Based on that audio. Could be something associated with the tennis court fence. Yeah. Grommet. Yeah, I thought it was too big. Tarp grommet. Maybe they strung up a bit of shade there in the tennis tournaments. Ladies' Day. Okay, I got another 76. I've pulled it out of the ground. It was only a couple of inches under the soil. Another grommet. Probably associated with that one I just got. Similar target ID, similar size. Good. Hey? Good target ID here. Oh, what is it?
Holy dollar.
There's a holy dollar.
Yeah, that's it. Just on the top there.
What is that? It looks like it's an alloy top that someone's dug a hole out of the middle of. Not sure. We'll call it a holy dollar, 1813. Looks like a storm coming in from the west. I think it's going to miss us though. Should be good. Well, the sun's pretty low on the yard arm now. Okay, here's a bit of a wrap up from the old school. 4 silver coin day. We've got 4 threepences, the oldest 1910, a halfpenny and 4 pennies. Some of those were multiple coin spills as you saw. We're still searching, got about an hour to go, but done well so far, very happy with it. Okay, I'm going straight into this wind generated by this thunderstorm on the horizon. Colleen's called out Warren. Who else is she going to call for? She's in here somewhere. There she is. She's still swinging the coil over something. What have we got this time? She's got a smile on her face, so it's pretty good. What is it?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, what do you got?
I'm just telling you, I've got an 84.
84. Okay, I'll just come around on the windward side so we've got no wind effect.
Doesn't look like it's
What is it, 84?
84, 84.
Okay, going live. Well, it's quite loose. Big old gum tree here next to where you're digging, so I don't know how old that gum tree is, but any bit of shade in Western Queensland in the summer is where the kids are going to be sitting. Oh, they're all kids dropping these coins, like Colleen said. There would have been fetes and carnivals, running carnivals and that kind of thing. So the adults would have been here too. Hang on, no, that's a root. You're still on, you're still on. Is it a pretty compact target?
Well, it didn't seem like it's too big.
Got a bit of depth to it now. That's, I like this. Gee, that's loamy there, isn't it? Could have been the school garden. Arbor Day. You've got to, I'd say you'd have it now.
I hope it's something.
That sharpshooter's a good call, it gets you a lot of depth. Oh, it's in the front wall. Okay, that's about a 6-inch dig at the moment. I don't know where the target's going to come from. Some of the local birds having a bit of a chatter about it. They haven't seen anyone in this schoolyard for a while. Okay.
Oh, look, it is.
Yes, it's a coin.
Penny.
Okay. Well, that was a deep dig, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder how old this one is. We're all World War II with these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll give it a clean, get a date. Okay, there it is. It's another wartime penny. 43. Only 43. I think they made 63 million of these things, and I've got about 60 million of them. Oh, there she is. Kangaroo hopping left. Nice one from a deep dig. Okay, fading light. That's Colleen's penny. Now she's got an 86, 87. She's probably come up with silver here. We're going to go live. Same old gum tree.
Oh, it's nice and loamy.
Yeah, but there's a bit of an old prickly pear next to it. That one survived the cactoblastis moth after the green hell of the 30s, or whenever the horrible prickly pear epidemic we had out here. The farms, and once they brought the moth in, it pretty much destroyed it. It's out. Is it? Yeah, it's up in your mullock. Okay, let's come in a bit closer. Move Max out of the way.
Oh, there it is.
What is it?
It is a penny.
Oh, I love that. Okay, get some dates off these at the end, and
I'd say it's virtually the same.
Yeah, I'd say it's another root penny. Yeah. Nice work. Here's some of that remnant prickly pear. There's still a few bushes out here, but you can see where the moths destroyed them in most places. Colleen's just on the other side of this. This is the tree she's working with. She just got the 2 pennies. Well, we're having a big day on the silvers. Unbelievable, we've got another threepence. 79.80 in pretty long grass here. The kids had pennies and threepences. Oh, we've got a halfpenny too. Is that 5 silvers we've got today? Awesome. Well, that one's a ripper. It's a 1927 KG5 sterling silver Australian threepence. All the silvers are threepences. Okay, it looks like the storm's closing in on us, so we're going to have to pull up stumps and head back to camp. We'll definitely come back to this site. Great run of coins, including 5 silvers, so hope you enjoyed coming out with us today at the old schoolhouse. Thanks for watching, and happy fossicking. Bye for now.